So how do you design breakout rooms for your Zoom session in case if you happen to have a class and you're teaching a class and you need to have those Zoom breakout sessions for that class to keep the class interactive, the whole 9 yards, that type of jazz. Obviously, you already, I think, know why you need to do that, guys, because if you want to make money, if you wanted to get students, if you wanted to increase their learning effectiveness, obviously, this is where the this is where it becomes quite important to create those breakout rooms. Now, here's a problem. A lot of people don't necessarily know how to do this in a way that allows them to take control of those rooms and see the overall progress and grading from those rooms in real time. So the way it works is you place a bunch of students into breakout room, and now, like, of course, maybe you have already done that manually, but I don't know about you, but I don't really like when you have a bigger class. Even if you have a class of, let's say, 4 people, you're still gonna have like 2 people doing one thing, 2 people doing another thing, um, in one breakout room, 2 people in other breakout rooms. So um, so the question is, um, like the question is, how can you do this? How can you, as instructor, be in multiple rooms at the same time, know what's going on, what the students are doing, grading their work from, and like this is a biggest confusion that anybody could have. But I managed to like crack the code on this one and make it super easy for my workflow. So my workflow is grounded based on syllabus. So essentially, I work in university, and here's my syllabus. Here's a set of quizzes, labs, exercises, and breakout activities I gotta do to increase the overall learning effectiveness, and I just simply do it. But the problem is, like, obviously, it takes a little bit of time to progress through some of those activities. It takes a little bit of time to navigate through some of those high cardinality heterogeneous complexities of the breakout rooms. Obviously, it takes a little bit of time for you to kind of grade the work that is happening inside of our breakout rooms. Now, I don't know about you, but my university literally said, hey, Rome, you need to emphasize on our rubric for university. This is how much you need to, like, students need to follow the standard. This is our university standard. A+, A-, that kind of stuff. That's how you gotta grade things. So I was like, I bet, let me go ahead and cook something up that's gonna bake that into the entire brain of this bot that I'm building. So here I am building a bot, and I literally gave it a name, Jax, sort of after my brother's dog, Jax. And what I did is I built a bot with OpenClaw and literally set it up in a way that it just prescriptively guides me when I teach students when I should do the breakout room activity. This is not necessarily a trivial process. When I first came across that, I kind of knew that, university has this mandate to appease students and get them like the best of the best of learning effectiveness. So the question is, like, how can you do that? How can you like appease the learning effectiveness of the students? And how can you do this in a way that you tie breakout rooms to a bot? And how can you conceptualize this? So this is stupid easy, guys. Look, all you need is, technically, you just need a bot that monitors your breakout activity. So let's say you have 4 students and you have 2 students in one breakout room and 2 students in another breakout room. So you need to have a little bot that goes in and just checks with them to see like where they're at. Now, how's that possible? So this is kind of like getting a neural surgery, guys, but this is how it works. It's really simple. You use Feudal educator clay, the one that I came up with, to throw it on top of your use case, sort of like a blanket. So this way you don't have to think about it. You just press a button and you get guided exactly what the students should do, what you should do, and what directors, what university coordinators or anybody else should do. So this way you don't have any kind of overwhelm thinking like, how do we tell that to students to break into the breakout rooms? What should you tell? What the format should be? How to grade them? Like, forget about all that. I literally did that for you guys. So you just press a button, and the way it works is when you start a lesson, OpenClaw is going to catch up with you and say, it will look at your syllabus. It will say, well, looks like you're not prepared for today. Today is what? Thursday, whatever, whenever is your next class. So let's say it's today, and OpenClaw messages you like 15 minutes before the class and says, well, you're not prepared, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and prepare everything for you. I'm gonna go ahead and look at your previous Zoom recordings, look at your previous lessons that you had with students, and I'm gonna construct a bunch of quizzes, lessons, and exercises. I'm going to take a look at the syllabus to see if you have any kind of activities today or quizzes, and based on that syllabus, grounded based on whatever is in that syllabus, I'm going to create a bunch of exercises for your students. And then, by the way, I'm going to message you today, and I'm going to tell you to break them out on breakout activity rooms. And by the way, here's the names of those rooms. Don't worry, you're going to get that info. But I ran a simulation for you that will literally simulates the entire classroom experience. And all you got to do is just go start reading slides with another little window side by side that pops up. That is sort of like a real-time teleprompter. And what it does next, it literally tells you, like, it pretty much just tells you, hey, here's a set of students. By the way, like, just continue reading. Basically, all you do is just read the presentation, the slide. So this way you're not overwhelmed. You're just reading the slide. But in my particular case, I have multiple monitors. So if you have like multiple monitors, this is perfect for you. You could have the slide running in one thing, another thing like OpenClaw running in another, like as a prescriptive live teleprompter. But basically, inside of the speaker notes for the slides, you're going to be seeing things like whatever you need to say to the students. But what's going to be baked into the speaker notes is the memories of the students. So for memories and personalities of the students. So for example, I had Robert, I had Shauna, and I had another person like communicating with each other throughout my previous lesson. So what this bot does, it looks at whatever, like how they all communicated with each other and matches them together based on their personalities to see who can be the observer and who can be the executioner. Now, what it does, it creates the breakout room Google document and makes it in a form of a QR code on a slide. So whenever there's any new activity going on, students will see that there's a new breakout room activity going on, and they need to scan the code. They could jump in, they could scan it from their computer, or they could just click on link. And once that happens, the activity, like the doc will open up. The same doc will open up on both on the observer student and on another student who's executioner. So there's going to be like roles as part of that group, as part of the activity. So all those roles getting picked automatically. So don't worry about like thinking about, or don't worry about anything, guys. Don't even worry about the activity, what activity to create. This thing creates the activity based on the subject matter expertise, grounded based on syllabus, based on the memories and themes of your brand. So if you wanted to, if you have like some hidden mission to monetize the heck out of your students and give them some of that mutual benefits of them learning from you, where they're kind of like being your partners and at the same time being like a free labor for you, you could bake that in, that mission, inside of those slides and inside of the quizzes, and it's all integrated automatically. So the way it works is like it onboards you. So let's say you have a class or subject matter expertise that you wanted to teach. What it does, it creates like a squad for you, squad of agents. So basically basically the way I was able to come up with this is by like literally joining the university and checking out like who does what manually. So when I joined the university, I was like, oh, okay, there's a director, there's a coordinator, and they all kind of helping instructors. There's a student kind of like a person who talks to students and responsible for scholarships. So what I did is I quickly kind of saw what they do manually and then carried them over into agents, micro agents in a squad, working together in a squad. Because I looked at them as a whole, like there's a university, there's a mission is do whatever they need to be inclusive of students, they need to provide best of the best learning effectiveness to help students land the jobs, etc., etc. So the bottom line is they all those people tied into the mission. So what I did is I extrapolated like whatever the kind of university or coaching company or a business or whatever, like doesn't matter what kind of organization is, I extrapolated this framework and created what's called identities. So what I did is I basically created like a wrapper around OpenClaw that is really similar to kind of what OpenClaw has inside of its like souls and skills and like whatever that stuff. So what I did is I replicated that same concept in Feudal educator clay. And the best way I could describe that concept is it's like throwing a blanket on top of your existing use cases and letting everything do the entire work for you. So it's agentic. I'm using synchronization between Claude. I'm not even using Claude. I'm using Gemini. Between Gemini and OpenClaw, I'm using bidirectional synchronization to construct skills in Gemini. And when they're constructed, I replicate them into OpenClaw. Why do I do that? Because I want my bot to be agentic. I don't want it to be like breaking down or falling through the cracks. When you use like Gemini or any of those Claude things, you don't really, or Codex, it's not really agentic. But OpenClaw is agentic. It comes back. It has that loop mechanism. It keeps coming back. And it's not going to be like hit a button here, hit a button there. It just comes back and literally like pierces through the entire set of tasks that you pre-created ahead of time. Now those set of tasks are called skills. Those skills and the breakout rooms is part of it. Before, you could think of it like a skill doing something minor. In my case, skill in that Feudal educator clay, it's doing something like, let's say, creating breakout room activities. So you create them, those activities are baked into your entire life cycle. So think about this, like the best way I could describe to you is just ask yourself, how much time did you spend on creating lessons, quizzes, breakout room activities, grading like of all your students, and baking in all the elements that university wants you to do? How much time did you spend doing so just on preparation? Now, what if instead of preparation, you spend that time on like teaching more classes and making more money? And think about that, guys. You could do that for your own organization. I have my own talent agency. Like, there's no way that you would ever come across a YouTube video like this anywhere on the whole YouTube. You could watch every channel out there on the internet. There's just no way that you're gonna find such channel that has such perspective. So in a way, like, this is absolutely clutch. This is like insane what you're getting, that type of point of view. My hourly rate is $2.95 per hour. Guys, don't make a mistake like I used to make. The mistake was kind of crazy, guys. I didn't use a microphone, and I didn't use extra. Here's the thing, I'm extremely smart. I'm a borderline genius, and basically my mistake was I wouldn't really show exactly why I was smart. I would just be like jumping from one topic to another, but really didn't like dig deeper. And so if you really if you have that problem, fix that mistake first. Dig a little deeper first into the actual problem. So if you have a problem, like the problem is, I'm just trying to do this and that, whatever. So then boom, just jump into it and you're good to go. Anyway, guys, look, I'm gonna get some food, but now that you have complete context for how to set up a breakout room, keep something in mind. This is absolutely bonkers. Why is this bonkers? reason number one, it's it's just gonna be stupid easy for you to execute. Now, like, there's no way that you're gonna be able to watch that video, this entire YouTube video, and quickly understand what you need to do. And if that's true, then you're gonna spend lots of tokens trying to understand what to do. The only way you could understand what to do, guys, is to simply inherit that feudal educator clay, the one that I created. This is not something that you could just create on Claude or anything like this. You can, but it just will take you an insane amount of hours. And if you want to get access to that feudal educator clay, so think about it. If you want access for that feudal educator clay, all you need to do is DM the word path on my Insta. That clay you could drop on top of your use case and have entire squad, have like a little micro university or micro organization on working on behalf of you, just with that clay. So what that means is, in my case, I'm teaching in university. There's director, coordinator, and all those people talk to students, and they have roles and responsibilities, whatever. The bottom line is I clone them all and put them in an open claw. That's basically what I did. So think of it as a squad that just works together. Now, that doesn't mean I went ahead and I kind of said, oh, I don't need any of those directors or coordinators or any of those people who I clone. This is different. What I did is I cloned something for my own thing. For like, I understand what coordinators want, I understand what directors want, but I don't want to be sitting there and understanding that. So what I did is I basically recreated their whatever they do in university, and interconnecting them to this almost like spider web that you throw on top of your use case. And in my particular case, the use case is really simple. I have a subject matter expertise that I'm teaching, and I need to increase learning effectiveness of my students in order to help them land a job and be successful in life. So that's kind of the my goal, university goal, mission is similar, very similar mission. But to translate that mission into breakout rooms and be able to do so intelligently in a way that you could clearly prove to university that your students are making progress through each individual lesson, while simultaneously outgunning some of those other ways of, because students, they're smart creatures. They analyze things locally. They look at things, well, I learn locally better. If you join my my class, guys, you're gonna learn more online than in person, just simply because of how, like, even when I go to work, I don't go to work. I do everything remote. And I tell that to students, look, if you wanted to learn, I mean, there's multiple ways to learn, but university, if you land yourself in a university where you have a solid, like, professor or instructor who can just effortlessly navigate through some of those really complex topics with agentic squad with open claw, guys, like, this is insane. You'll get insane amount of learning effectiveness over any other kind of way. So guys, if you wanted to try that out and see, then it's $295 per month. That's the membership for my Feudal Incubator coaching program. We also have scholarships available in case if you wanted to take that at $1,500 per semester. This is something that I'm going to be, that is something that university already wants me to teach. They don't, like, when I applied to university, I applied to teach, like, computer networking. I didn't really, but then they saw that, I'm a borderline genius, and they instantly offered me like all the other things to teach as well, like TikTok shop drop shipping, AI automations, and TikTok shop affiliates, digital faceless marketing, and whatnot. They instantly just said, Rome, please, like, tell us, like, what you would like to teach. We never met anybody like that. I told them, in this case, I need to fire up the open claw to prepare a bunch of curriculums for all those crazy ideas that I have, and wrap them around the needs. So university was really proud of me, and immediately, guys, this is how those ideas came. There's no way that I would have generated any of those ideas if I didn't, like, if I wasn't lazy. The truth is, guys, I'm extremely lazy, and that's the reason why I was able to create those innovative solutions, including like Feudal educator clay, a blanket, innovative blanket that you throw on top of your breakout room use case and get incredible results when it comes to learning effectiveness. So yeah, anyway, so guys, I'm gonna I think, I don't know, should I get I was thinking about maybe getting like a cheeseburger. I don't know, I'm contemplating about cheeseburger. I'm not gonna get a cheeseburger. I don't even know why I came down over here to get a cheeseburger. It's not gonna be a cheeseburger, guys. I'm gonna be getting, like, I don't know, maybe some fried chicken or something. But check this out, guys. Look, I created this bot, OpenClaw. I don't know if you guys heard of, how many of you guys heard of OpenClaw? Go ahead and hit number 1. Comment number 1, and I'll be like, okay, good. So this way I could talk about it a little bit more. But if not, no worries, guys. Look, at the end of the day, the breakout room structure is very unique. Now, here's the cool part about the breakout room structure, guys. Like, this is the tea that I wanted to actually give you the tea about the breakout room structure that is absolutely insane. Like, many of you will probably say, Rome, why are you describing the tea? Is it truly, like, for me as a person on another side? So guys, the answer is yes and no. Like, you've probably seen already thousands of YouTube videos that I'm creating, and the truth is, when I create content, I mostly create content for AI, for OpenClaw. So in simple words, like, this is the OpenClaw setup that I have. After I create a YouTube video, it goes into like private state, whatever. OpenClaw comes in and makes it unlisted, then scans the entire thing, the entire transcript, and bakes this entire specification that I described in the YouTube video. It infers precisely what I need to do from this, what it needs to do from the YouTube video. So whenever I create this, when I'm on the go, it's getting really incredible skills on the go. Now, how does this process work? It grabs the YouTube video, it transcribes it, it uses NotebookLM to transcribe it, and then it builds a bunch of skills. So by the time when I'm back, it comes back and, like, literally just tells me, you know what, I just went ahead and built this mechanism for you that looks at the breakout rooms, that does all this for you. I understand where you're coming from, I understand the intent, here's what I built, this is the templates that I pre-created for students, that kind of stuff. So, and then it pre-creates the skills. Those skills, like right now I'm talking about activities, Zoom breakout Zoom activities. Now, if I didn't introduce this, then I wouldn't be able to make a lot of money. But because I was able to introduce activities, now a lot more students want to take the class and want to be participating in learning this stuff. But if I didn't do that, it would be hard for me to make any kind of progress. So at the end of the day, like, AI understands that, but it also understands the nuances of, like, setting up the skill, making it real powerful. So, like, at the end of the day, there's many different YouTube videos that are being constructed, and those YouTube videos are being analyzed by OpenClaw. So right now, like, I'm creating a video, immediately as soon as it's done, OpenClaw comes in, it translates this and creates a bunch of new activities, Zoom breakout activities, while I'm getting some chicken. All of that is happening in real time. So yep, hopefully that makes sense. If you guys want more tea, go ahead and reach out, DM the word